30 years under my belt with Habitat makes me feel old, and that's a fact. But I do remember the early years and the skepticism. I said, how in the world can this possibly work? Bankers had assured me that this was going to flop because these people won't pay, these people. There was always something that we were short of. We had to have land to build on. We had to find homeowners that were qualified. On those Saturdays, the homeowners were there working with me. I got to meet them, and I got to know a bit about their backgrounds, who they were, and they were just, you know, I hate to say this, they were just like it. They're just like anybody else, except they couldn't afford a house. They had children, and they had the same ambition for their children that I had for mine.
We lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, 4 kids in 1 bedroom, mom and dad in 1 bedroom, and grandma on the sofa for a lot of the time. Sadly, I can remember not bringing my friends to our apartment. I mean, I remember being embarrassed of the way we lived, and having a house seemed like something that I was incredibly excited to show off.
My children, I tell them, you know, one day, I don't know how, I don't know when, but one day we'll be able to have a house. And they say, when, Mama? I say, I don't know. And I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know, but believe.
Well, before I bought my Habitat home and went through the process, I was living in public housing. It was an area that I was really ready to get away from. It was to the point where I couldn't let my son go outside over there because I was scared.
We hear about Habitat. The first day we get in that place, we know something good is going to happen.
This is a way to give a family, however we define family, a home.
You identify people that just need just a little bit of help, man, to kind of realize that dream of owning a home.
The home is where a family's history is made. It's where the story of our lives are created.
I think the children is who we do this for.
My son is 6, my daughter is 6 months, and to be able to give them their own space, their own home to grow up in, that's the biggest joy of the whole program. Being able to be blessed with something like as big as this, as big as our own home.
I had a chance to work with a few of the kids from Habitat, and you can kind of see the pride. You can see that they feel they belong to something. That's kind of a life-changing experience.
Getting here was actually very exciting. Just coming here, the atmosphere, everything was just amazing.
Finally, we were going to get our house, and that just motivated us the more. Like knowing our house was going to have a laundry, it was just, yes, it's amazing.
We grew closer as a family because it was our home. It wasn't my home, it was our home. And they were just as proud of that place as I am.
And so a child grows up in a place where they don't have to worry.
And just knowing that we weren't moving, like I just settled in or rooted there.
It's the foundation. I mean, it's what starts your family. It gives you courage, it gives you strength, it gives you a sense of permanence. And you watch your kids grow in it, and you watch them have courage to do things.
Their work is to grow up and be a wonderful human being. They don't have to worry about
where they're going to eat, where they're going to play, where they're going to study.
One of the counselors and my youngest daughter, Viviana, she's 16 years old, told me, what's going on and what's happened? I said, what, is something wrong? And she's like, no, it's something happened, I know for sure. I said, why you told me that? Because she has a straight A. And I said, I know where they're coming from. I said, we just got a house.
Her house was full all the time. I remember coming home from work and there might be 15 or 20 people in my house. But it's a good feeling because you know where your kids are, you know what they're doing, and you know who they're with.
The process was amazing how people came and viewed for us.
We work alongside each other for the exact same goal, which is to build a gorgeous new house for one of our homeowners. And when you see the family moving in, Oh my gosh. If you go around to do a small repair for them, and the mum's there making the dinner, and the kids are doing their homework, and you remember that land was just a piece of earth.
You could truly tell that they were genuinely giving because they wanted to give, and they wanted to see someone happy and achieve their dreams, and that person in particular would be me, and I'm very happy and I thank them.
I think we just didn't have any idea coming into it how extraordinary that experience was going to be. It's an expression of something larger than ourselves.
It's just a delight to know that in Habitat, by building Habitat homes and by being involved in some very small way, that we're helping to give children a home.
I think people want to be a part of something, you know what I mean? And I think East Durham is a great spot to feel a part of something. It's a great community.
By the time we moved, we already know our neighbor, next door neighbor, is part of the program also, and down the street also a couple more houses and other families.
Just to know that there's people around us with different backgrounds, but we all have something in common, and that is, Habitat for Humanity.
It feels good to walk out in the morning and say hello to my neighbor and stop and have a conversation before work.
Every time we speak to them or see them, we find different connections that we didn't know existed.
I feel like if I needed something or I needed to talk to somebody or somewhere to go, I could call Mr. Larry. I could call Miss Nix. They've been such a blessing to me and my family.
In a mother's heart, to see my children's face is like happy. I have a 19-year-old son that I saw him like a 5-year-old boy running around the house with his hands raised and say, "We are living a dream," and broke my heart.
We dedicated a home on Mother's Day. There was this lovely lady named May who has 4 children, just like this one. And when I was 10, I didn't really appreciate all that my mom had done for me. And I told May that, and I said, but one day, your babies who are here at this dedication are gonna be grown-ups, and they're gonna understand just exactly what you did for them by purchasing this house and the future you built for them, and they're gonna be so appreciative, and I feel it right now, and that day was so special.
My mortgage payment, which is easy and affordable, will help Habitat continue to build homes and help people to achieve their dreams.
We're still there, yeah. A year from August, it'll be paid for.
There's no words that I can think of to describe that feeling.
It's actually a dream come true, because to have a house, that we own, it was a dream.
I can honestly say that sponsoring this Habitat house is the most gratifying thing that we have ever done in our lives.
Jump in this foxhole and you'll see the love that we have here. We got love, and that's what's gonna make this community, because love outlives and lasts anything.